Hello. So we've been talking about damage types, and
Nice
oop,
is nice.
there we go. Physical, magic, and pure. Right now, I'm gonna focus on magic for this video, and then hopefully make sense. Basically, a lot of people,
I bring the heat.
most spells are done magic damage, but you don't know until you click the description thing above them is what was happening right there before. So you got to read the damage type to know that it's magical. Excuse me. Alright, so now we're moving on, but normal things. Lena zaps you, you're dead. You're pretty sure it feels magical. But most people have magic defense. Almost every character currently right now, which is probably going to change as soon as this new patch hits real shortly. It sits at 20 feet, 25% magic resistance. So you would think that you think characters like PA are weak to magic, but they're the same weak as anybody else. It's just about she has a high defense. So, and she's got high agility gains, so she's more susceptible to magic damage than physical damage most of the game. Is how that generally works out. We got CM and Lena doing the stuff here. It takes basically 2 clicks, 2 Lena ults at level 1 to kill them at that stage. But we also have characters that have magic ability defense built into him, and that's with Pudge right here. He adds 14% extra magic, and now we have the previous clip that you saw when they got zapped, how it goes through, but you're going to see that he takes a couple more and how little less damage. It's hitting 375 with the others, and it's clearly hitting him for 322, and he gets an extra shot all in to survive and make do with what's going to be done. You can purchase items like we have here, the Glimmer Cape. It gives you magic resistance, and then whoever, if you apply it to yourself, it'll give you bonus magic resistance on top of that. So it gives you the 15% extra, and then another 45% on top of that. So if I go back to hovering over, so at that point in time, I haven't leveled up her special ability to give her magic resistance. She was 64% magic resistance with Glimmer. Now you give that to an ally, they don't get that high, but he gets the 58 because he's not getting the stack of it, and magic resistance is a stack. I think they're additive now. That will probably change. The formula of this stuff will change, but that's how it works. So I'm gonna zap her, and you can see that she took a whole extra zap to die during that, and those were 900 nukes, or damage nukes from Lena, because she was maxed out at that point in time. You can also use pipes. Pipes are really it's good just because of the magic resistance. It gives an aura magic resistance effect to your teammates, gives you a lot of magic resistance, which stacks, and then it gives you a barrier to block the magic damage, so you just take period less damage when activated. I'm gonna hit the pipe and we're gonna zap. You can see that first one was for much less, and you could see that she was much more survivable while we were doing that to the PA. Now you're not likely to do this on a CM because she's just going to be too. You just have to be too rich. But you can buy Black King Bar here, and what you do with the Yale Black King Bar is you use it to block most magic or spell damage. In this case, it's not targetable. I can't use Lena, can't do anything to her while she has that on. But you also start running into other things like Viper here. His Viper Strike pierces spell immunity, so you have to be careful that even though you make yourself magic, spell immune right there, you're still stuck taking that damage. But this is where it comes into place. You can Glimmer. You can also use Pipe on that space to fulfill that need of defense when you're versus other heroes like this. So you probably still need BKB when you're fighting a Viper, unfortunately, because if you get that puddle of acid under you, the goo, he's gonna break you. So you got to remove the break so you can kill the Viper. But for this one, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna show you that I have glimmered and took almost no magic damage. Also turned on the pipe. That's why the damage stopped. So 161, and then you see the glimmer tick over to 80, 89 damage per tick. It significantly reduces attacks from Viper. Also makes you, if you're CM and you're ulting, and somebody turns on Blade Mail, you're going to take a lot less damage because you turned on your Glimmer, because the return damage is magic based, and that'll protect you. That's just kind of like an extra side note for what's going on and stuff. Let me get some more things set up. All right, so we got some dummy objects here. They look like Tide Hunter. Put a little Tide. And I put out a bad guy bot of the Coddle because he doesn't get that damage block, so it's just easier to understand. And then I add it to myself. What I have? The Javelin. So we got the Javelin on there, and you would think the Javelin would do more damage with Kaya, but it does not. It's magic damage, but Kaya boosts spell amp. It's not a spell. It's really confusing and not straightforward, so I'm gonna just try to trickle in on some of these and go through them hand by hand. You'd think Monkey King Bar would work too, but it's not. It's not really a spell. It's like an attack modifier. It'll change a lot, so there's no point in going overly descriptive with it, other than it's not amping it one bit. I'm taking this, given the same amount of damage. So you would think you'd amp it that way. So there, well, hold on, I messed up here a little bit. Let me take some stuff off. We got the Maelstrom going to town, and it's much easier to see on this guy when it hits this guy over there. Excuse me, because the number was 105, and now it's amped to 113. So it amps the spell damage done here, which is weird, from Maelstrom. So lots of snipers will pick this up, Jugs will pick that up. So if you can think about maybe buying a Veil here. I gotta learn how to spell a little bit better here. Yeah, just that's how I roll. And you can use that as a support, apply that to people, and then if they, well, first of all, you need to test it. I'm just showing you right now that Monkey King Bar here doesn't amp the Veil damage. It's straight to the same thing. It only amps spell damage, but this guy counts as a proc. So right now we're hitting at 105. I'm gonna wait for my Veil to cool down, and then I'm gonna, well, yeah, I think I'll apply it to everyone, and then we'll hit with the Maelstrom, and the Maelstrom's doing 140 damage. There's magic resistance on those guys by 25%, just like everybody else, and we'll see how it goes. It's one of those things that it doesn't make too much sense to me. You can upgrade to Mjolnir. I'm not gonna do that right now because it's odd. That people attacking me, and it's just harder to see the damage, but I believe it works the same way, since it does like a spell proc when they attack you, and they are initial, and then doing another lightning strike that does even more damage out when being attacked. So as you can see, it amped it up significantly. So if you got a sniper on your team, you bought that and you want to be a support, Veil is really good, because Veil will buff you in most cases because you're usually a magic dealer, and then also buff out the damage he's doing. Right there, Veiled on the spin. The spin is a spell. It doesn't matter that it's magical or physical, it's just buffing it. It treats it like that on a thing. One thing that most people don't know is these dummy targets. You can actually, well, let's put out another one. You can actually put items on these guys. So I'm gonna, this middle one right here, yeah, I'm gonna put that on, and then you can see how you can see that it's just a test, that you don't have to load heroes all the time. The dummies give you more statistics and all this stuff. This is more like a bonus to help you out. But you can clearly see that that was nerfing the damage as I went on through the hero. I think I'll do it a couple more times. The next video right now I'm planning on doing is going to be more along, well, more towards the pure damage thing, and a little bit better of explanation of this. I'm trying to go into a decent amount of details, not too many details. Let me know what you think. You know, subscribing really helps this old man out, and I appreciate you all. You know, Christmas is almost here for all you, so may it be awesome. Peace.